Today, we're delving into the complexities of interpreting actions in criminal cases, focusing on the voicemails left by Karen Reed to her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, and drawing parallels to another high profile case involving Jodi Arias. Karen Reed stands accused of the tragic death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Prosecutors allege she struck him with her SUV after a night out. Central to their case are voicemails Reed left for O'Keefe that night. In these voicemails, Reed conveyed intense emotions, expressing frustration and concern over O'Keefe's whereabouts and their relationship. She accused him of infidelity, expressed anger, and showed signs of distress.
At 1:10:17 a.m., the defendant calls John. Voicemail number 5 is left with voice.
Ms. Gilman?
Yeah, it's 1 in the morning. I'm with your nephew. You're
At 1:17:37 a.m., the defendant calls John. So when voicemail 6 is left with voice.
Ms. Gilman?
John, I'm going home. I cannot babysit Indy. I need to go home. You are with me right now. You're the girl. Kim's sleeping next to me. You're a loser. Yourself.
5:23:26 a.m., the defendant calls John. Voicemail number 7 is left with voice.
Ms. Gilman?
At first glance, these messages might seem incriminating, but let's consider the context. If Reed had just murdered her boyfriend, would she leave such emotionally charged voicemails, or would she attempt to cover her tracks? Consider the case of Jodi Arias, who was convicted of murdering her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. She stabbed him 27 times, slit his throat, and shot him in the head, leaving his body in a frog-like state in the shower. After the murder, she left calm, affectionate voicemails on his answering machine in an apparent attempt to mislead investigators and create an alibi.
Are being forwarded to voicemail then, right?
Correct.
And what's the time on this one?
11:37 p.m. on June 4th, 2008.
What is the date on this particular exhibit? Once it focuses in again.
June 4th, 2008.
Anyway, you're starting to gear up. I know Leslie called you, so I already talked to her, so you can call her back if you want, but it's not necessary. My phone died, so I wasn't getting back to anybody. And what else? Oh, and I drove 100 miles in the wrong direction, over 100 miles, thank you very much. So yeah, remember New Mexico? It was a lot like that, only you weren't here to prevent me from going into the 3 digits, so fun. Tell you all about that later. Also, we were talking about, when we were talking about your upcoming travels my way, I was looking at the May calendar, so I'm all confused. But Heather and I are going to see Othello on July 1st, and we would love for you to accompany us. I don't know when Team Freedom's event is, though, but, it's on the list, so we could do Shakespeare, Crater Lake, and the coast. So if you can make it. If not, we'll do to the coast in Crater Lake. But let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
End of message.
Correct?
Correct.
I was told to give you this.
Lying on the message, right?
Yes.
So even in this fog, you still have the ability to think.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To protect yourself, right?
Yes.
There would be really no other reason to leave a dead man a telephone call, would there?
The contrast is stark. Arias, knowing Alexander was dead, tried to feign normalcy. Reed, unaware of O'Keefe's fate, left messages filled with raw emotion. This behavior aligns more with someone who doesn't know a tragedy has occurred. Prosecutors also point to another moment when Reed allegedly shouted, I hit him, the following morning. That's been treated as a confession. But what if that wasn't guilt? What if it was confusion? Think about it. She was reportedly still intoxicated, had been frantically searching for him, and then found him dead in the snow. That kind of statement could come from panic, self-blame, or trying to make sense of something horrific, not necessarily from someone who knows they committed a crime. People say shocking things in moments of trauma, especially when they're overwhelmed, grieving, or unsure of what really happened. This isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about understanding human behavior in the wake of trauma. Emotions are messy. Reactions aren't always evidence. For more in-depth coverage, follow NewsLink Live, like, subscribe, and stay informed.